Yes, we're back. It's your boy, Eduardo Jackson, CEO, founder, creator of the Cinema Draft game. Happy Labor Day weekend to one and all, or post Labor Day weekend to one and all. With Cinema Draft, where daily fantasy sports meets the movies. And let's welcome back to the Fam Pod. You know
Whee!
her, you love her,
Woohoo!
you've heard a lot about her. It's the official therapist of the pod. It's Nicole Ward.
Hi, hello.
Yes, yes. And also her partner in crime, part of the family, the LA Familia. It's our studio insider from an unnamed studio. It's Monet Moore.
What's up?
That's it. Nikk and Momo back in the house, both dog tired, but damn it, I got enough energy for the three of y'all. So two of
Yay.
us, two of y'all, three of us, whatever the fan
No,
pod.
we're gonna do this. We're going
That
to do it.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
High energy. Drinking
Right.
game tonight will be the word power because tonight's podcast is all about politics, and we'll be dealing with some truly powerful political films tonight. Drink, drink. And so, first segment, my favorite segment, it's what I'm watching. And that's what I've missed, the air horn. That's right. First one I'm very excited about is Catastrophe. Damn it, and thanks to a recommendation from last week's guest in the pod, Henry G, aka The Roan. You see him on your leaderboard, see him in the group chat. And I'd like to thank you for accelerating my interest in this show because, as we mentioned last week, it was a misclick that kept me away from Catastrophe. I was actually trying to reach Catastrophe, but misclicked on The Expanse, and I got sucked in to a black hole, which is great. Oh, and speaking of The Expanse, did you start watching it, Nikk?
I finished season 1.
Yes. Oh, yes, yes. What do you think? Quick little cul-de-sac.
Well, that's one of my what am I watching? So I really enjoyed it. I got sucked in, like you said, after the 3rd episode, and I want to see what happens in season 2.
Yes, yeah. So we'll talk later about where you can find season 2, but season 2 is even better than season 1, and a lot of the whole Mars Earth politics comes into play, and it's really good. It's really good, and people be getting off like nothing. I mean, it's crazy. So yeah, you should check it out. Okay, and so do you think it is kind of like they say Game of Thrones in space?
For me, no. I still think, I mean, I don't know. I need to see season 2, but I still think that Game of Thrones is more intricate than The Expanse. Like you don't, with Game of Thrones, I feel like I really have to sit and focus completely on what is happening. And with The Expanse, I was able to be a little bit distracted and still come back and pick up as to what was going on.
Now, this is true that the dialogue, and I've said this consistently, the dialogue isn't nearly as intricate, like you said, or as tight, or as good, quite honestly, as Game of Thrones. But the plotting does take a step up. The machinations and plot-wise, it's just as up there with Game of Thrones in the 2nd season. So we'll talk about the 2nd season. You definitely should check it out. I loved it. Oh man, whew, The Expanse. All right. So, anyways, bring it back. Get out of the cul-de-sac. Catastrophe was great. I binged all 18 episodes. The Brits are a funny bunch. It's a British show, which I think Amazon commissioned for Prime. They only do like 6 episodes in a series, as they call their seasons. There's only 3 series so far. So and they're only like 24, 26 minutes. They're like visual snacks, and they're witty and hilarious, and a really subversively honest look at relationships, marriage, and just British life a little bit. And so basically the premise behind it, this guy has like a week-long, one night stand with this woman, goes back to America, she calls him like 30 days later, whatever. She's like, I'm pregnant. And he's like, screw it, let's get married. And it's just kind of crazy like that. Have either of y'all seen
It's a good show. I like it.
Yeah. You're caught up, right?
I'm caught up.
So I guess season 4 comes out next year. What about you, Momo? Has that made your list?
I've heard about it, and I think I started like an episode sometime last year, I think, because my old boss really loved it. And but I just didn't get through it, not for any particular reason. I just either fell asleep or never went back to it. But I've heard, like, she was in there watching. I remember my boss was in her office watching it one day, like audibly cracking up, and I was like, "What are you watching?" So anyway, that's how I found out about it. But no, I have not seen it, but
Yeah, the female
heard
lead,
good
she's
things.
wildly inappropriate. So yeah, it's really great. She definitely speaks her mind, and she's just very but still very British, very self-deprecating, all that sort of stuff. So it's I don't know, I really liked it. Shout out to Henry G, my man, good call. Um, there we go. Sorry, strong sound effects tonight. Okay, number 2, clear out the lane. I'm going in. Narcos.
Mm.
Woo! Man, that shit was so good.
Oh, my ears.
Woo!
Okay.
Man, I must have inhaled that in a 24-hour period. Only 10 episodes, hour long. Y'all know what it is by now. Season 3. I mean, Pablo's dead. King is dead. Long live the Kings. 4 new ones this year. It's the four-headed monster, the Cali Cartel. Pacho, the young, openly gay Mexican expansionist leader. He's ruthlessly cold-hearted. Has no qualms about drawn quartering a guy on motorcycles. Okay, cool. Chepe, he runs New York, charismatically cold-blooded, he'll sit down to a dinner and will let you know as law enforcement when you're going to take him in after he finishes his meal. That's how he rolls. Miguel, freaking brother of the leader, kind of cool, calm, collected until he's kind of forced into leadership, comes out of the shadows to kind of take control, and he gets really, really paranoid. Pretty cool part. And then Gilberto, the leader, just wants to retire, gives everyone 6 months to make as much money as they can before they surrender to the Colombian government. And the greatest part about this is that I'm not spoiling a thing. This is all facts. This is all ripped from 20 years, 30 years ago headlines. It's all actually happened in Colombia. It's kind of crazy. And what I love most about the season, though, is Jorge Salcedo. He's kind of like the security guy for the Cali cartel. Wants to get out, isn't about this life, just wants to build like a security firm. Once he retires, gets out of the life, they won't let him retire, and so he's kind of forced to keep working for the Cali cartel. And all he wants to do is get out and support his family, his wife and his 2 girls. I got so invested in Jorge. I love the show. It was excellent, it was brilliant. It's wonderfully set up for season 4. We don't even miss Boyd Holbrook, the blonde dude from the first 2 seasons. It's not even really Pena's show. Pena brings on two other Anglo newcomers, and they're fine, Feistel and Van Ness, and they actually are smarter and more capable than they let on initially. But man, I mean, it's all the Jorge Salcedo. I was up in my feelings about like whether this guy would be able to get out of the cartel or not. I did not want to spoil it by Googling or anything. I don't want to know if he lived or died. I just rode with it. It's a great ride. I highly recommend season 3. Narco! Y'all been watching Narcos? What's up?
No,
Nope.
sir. Sorry.
Have you guys watched any of Narcos? Just not this season, or?
Nope.
I started with season 1. I got through maybe 2 episodes, and
Too much
not for
reading,
any
huh?
particular. Yep, too much reading, and
Highly subtitled. Highly subtitled. Yes.
was the problem. And it wasn't that the show was bad; it was just that I had to pay attention, and I just wasn't. Like I had to
And
pay attention,
you're a
and I had to read the
multitasking
subtitles.
watcher, huh?
Well, not necessarily because I kind of multitask and watch Game of Thrones. That's probably the number 1 show where I have to like pay attention. So it's like, but I don't have to read subtitles with Game of Thrones. Like Narcos has that extra layer.
Yes.
So it's like I have to do that too. So that just doesn't quite work for me. So at some point I keep saying I'm gonna go back to it. I'm gonna go back to it. I just haven't.
It's good. So
That
what
I
about you,
thought it was
Momo?
bad or
I mean,
anything.
what about you, Nick? Do you watch Narcos? Have you seen any of the other seasons?
I have not seen any of it. No seasons. Yeah, I know.
So
I know.
good. I bet you be seeing seasons. Anyways, all right. Yes, Narcos is great this season. It was
Okay,
awesome.
what?
It was awesome.
I don't know about that. We'll y'all just
Yeah. Yeah, red-blooded American male. He's seen some Narcos. He's read the subtitles. He's with it. So good, so good. And like I said, it's like expanded history. It's like 50-50. Like look, we know I love historical fiction. I am a horror for historical fiction, and they served me up right. It is so good. I really enjoy Narcos. I highly recommend season 3. It's the best. It's the best. And it's pretty clear where they're going for season 4, Mexico. But you just got to wonder who will be back for it. And will we see El Chapo in season 4? I don't know, but I can't wait to find out. Can we fast forward? Can we fast forward to August 2018? I mean, let's get this going.
We're already
Narcos.
going fast enough.
Yes. Yes, and it's only, and like I said, only 10 episodes. I mean, and they are explosive, incendiary, excellent. Yes, there's a lot of reading. Oh my god, reading, subtitles, but it's worth it. Totally worth it. Love it. Narcos. All right. And of course, I'm watching, aka The Black Civil War. It's Insecure on Sunday night.
Black Civil War. Oh my god!
I wish I could say
Where did that come from?
I wish I could say I came up with it. I did not. There's Bomani Jones. He calls it Black Civil War because it's true. Because every week, pretty much up until this last weekend, it's like men versus women, Team Lawrence versus Team Misa. Whatever. And this week, I think we both were like, I'm good on all of them, both of them. Lisa acted real childish over what was essentially an accident with old boy, and then also, of course, with her ex showing up to the dinner party. And then Lawrence is trifling for bringing his hot new, potential girlfriend, Aparna. I mean, that was just a dumb move regardless, whether it was sit down dinner or not. Shouldn't have done it. You should have just met up with her later. I'm sure she would have understood. Either way, and I mean, I'm out on both of them. They both need to, seek other people or do them. And although I do like Aparna for Lawrence, because it seems like she keeps it real with him to an extent. But yeah, and then Molly's just messy, but we love Molly. I mean, she seems like she's kind of turning the corner, figuring it out. She just had an emotional reaction to her parents, I guess long ago infidelity, whatever. I mean, and also, I mean, I would say that's a real challenge for her as well, but to an extent, I mean, when you're 28, I actually think the age of the characters will be 28, 29, like late 20s. You don't have as advanced realization of the world, as like how relationships really work. You still have idealized ideas of relationships because you really haven't been through much, or haven't seen your friends get married, get divorced, get remarried again. You haven't really kind of seen enough. So I kind of give her more of a pass than I give like Lawrence and Ace. They're messy. They're messy. So yes, the Black Civil War. Your thoughts, ladies?
I mean, they are a mess. They are a hot mess. However, I don't want to say I get it, but all of it makes sense to me. Like, I see how they all have gotten to where they are and why. And even though it's dumb, and even though you're like, why are you doing that? That's so stupid. But I get it. Like, it's so funny to me. And I love that show so much. But I think that was the general consensus from last episode, was that everybody was just over everybody. Like, I mean, I think it was just like, okay, clearly, like, and I think I saw someone that was like, you know what, I don't even want Issa and Lawrence back together at this point. And it's like, yeah, like, I don't want to see them together, not anytime soon. I don't. Like, if this, however long the season this series goes, I see that towards the end. Like, okay, they've lived, they've grown up, they matured. Like, they have a lot of living to do, both of them. Yes. And I think that's what people are missing, is that, they were together for 5 years. If they're 28, 29, that means they were 23, 24. They haven't had any, probably like maybe 1 or 2 boyfriends before, or girlfriends before that, and those are probably college type relationships. So it's like, I don't understand why Issa's doing this, and I don't understand. It's like, because she's only been with one dude for 5 years, having like a grown-up relationship, living together. Like, so yeah, she's doing stupid stuff.
And we did a lot of.
And she's probably going to do some more.
Otherwise we wouldn't be watching.
And I'll let the resident therapist talk about dating age, because I got that from her.
Dating age, what's that?
So whenever you stopped dating, when you go back to dating, that's the age that you are starting at. So if they started in a relationship when, like Monet said, they're 24, and they've been in that for 5 years, they haven't dated for 5 years. So they're going back to what they knew.
Oh, that is brilliant. Oh, I love it. Now, is that, I mean, I don't want to, Is that an original? Is that a Nick Ward original?
No, it's not a Nick Ward original. It's just when you talk about people's development and how sometimes it can arrest, and that it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just also thinking about it common sense wise sometimes, where it's like, oh well, you haven't dated since you were 22, baby. And now you're out there, you don't really know how to date as a 28-year-old. And now they're saying that your brain doesn't start really developing until you're 30. So they still have even an adolescent brain right now.
Dating age.
Mhm.
Dating
Wow.
age.
That's why you are the official therapist of the pod. Drop that knowledge. Damn straight dating. Let me write
And
that
you can
down.
you can catch up. It's not like you have to go through 5 years of dating.
Right.
Yeah, but you can catch up and start to think about some of the things and realize what you want and all of that. We've all experienced that being in long-term relationships.
Ooh, boy, that explains so much about one of my exes, boy. Dating age. That is excellent. That makes so much sense. So much sense. Okay, yes. All right, so ladies, what 3 things y'all watching?
I mean, I'm watching Insecure, obviously. I was having some withdrawals, some Game of Thrones withdrawals this week.
Sure.
Power.
The Expanse. I highly recommend The Expanse.
Yeah, we'll see.
Momo don't do space.
No, it's not so much that, but I just, yeah.
Hey, there are black people in space.
Gotta...
Like not getting killed off anytime soon.
Interesting. I mean, I'm gonna try it out. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
But I'm probably gonna have to do it before the fall season starts. So, but yeah. So just finished Power.
What do you think of that finale?
I just. It was fine. It was fine. I'm probably not as annoyed with the finale as I am about maybe the penultimate episode. I don't know. And it might just be that I'm just over Tariq. Like, I'm just over it.
Tariq is the worst.
So,
yes.
And I'm just like so mad. I'm so mad about his lies. I'm so mad about, all of these things. And I mean, I guess maybe I guess I'm okay now because when Ghost was still believing him and he was like, no, he's not lying. And I was like, okay, really? Like, come on. Like, right. I need y'all to not be this stupid. Like, so anyway, and I was really hoping that it wasn't going to start this like craziness with Jimenez and like all of that. So anyway, I'm glad some of that got kind of
him is next season they just make him go full like dark. Like he truly becomes his father's son, gets in the business, and then somehow,
absolutely.
And somehow proves his loyalty by doing like dirt for his dad or something like that. Otherwise, he's just been whack and this whole season was a waste for Tariq. And I feel bad for the actor.
Right. So and I think that's No, that's what they were working towards this season. I just didn't quite like the way they did it. Like this whole Tariq's going to be his father's son and da 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 da. Like, I just didn't appreciate the writing in some cases. But yeah, so that was fine. It was fine. And then what else am I watching? I haven't been watching a whole lot in the recent weeks. I'm watching Big Brother.
Oh, okay.
I don't miss Big Brother, so yeah, that's different. That's a different
I'm
thing.
watching A Night with My Ex, if we're just gonna go reality shows about it.
Oh, you know what? I did see that in the gym.
You would like that. That's actually it's actually a pretty easy show. It's a super simple concept. Basically, producers get 2 people who've broken up. They stick them in a suite for a night, and then pretty much almost no program. Like sometimes they'll have like cards, or whatever. But generally, it's just like they're there to work out their issues and see if they can get back together. That's the whole show. But it's compelling as hell because they're cameras and they're being real. And I guess these are like real people. Like I talked some shit about one of them on Twitter, and one of them was like liked it and like, yeah, he totally sucks. Like she's like she's joining my side about her ex. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess they're really checking their mentions and stuff. It's real people out there. There's a good one tonight about these guys who know this girl and guy know each other since like 3rd grade, and then he disappeared on her like 3 years ago. They're like in their mid-30s. Then he eventually proposed her at the end. Like a black couple, or not, she's fine as hell. And then after the show ends, they show a little title card after. they broke off the engagement. They're both seeing other people. I'm like, damn.
Of course. Yeah, that is
what?
not. That's why are you surprised, Eduardo?
I want them to work out. Their stories are compelling.
That's great. But
Watching Black Love, then.
Yes, that's what you need to watch.
I haven't seen it, but it sounds like that's what you need to be watching instead.
Yes.
If you want to work out. You know, I did see it trending the other day, and I thought about recording it. I might check it out on demand. I mean, you know, Black Love, it's fine. Documentary, I'll have it on while I'm doing, like, hand scoring or some bullshit. Yeah. Hand scoring's the worst. But it's what we got to put up with until we get funded. Give with both hands, investors. Please give. All right. Anyways, yeah. So Nikk, what are you watching?
Let's see. Insecure, of course, and a lot of people are watching Insecure, which is pretty cool. And Black Love. I just started watching that this weekend.
Is that like a series or a special?
It's like a docu. I'm not sure if it's going to be a full series or not. I need to research
like a
it.
Series, like a limited event series.
Because they have different topics. So I watched the first two, and I'm recording them. So I definitely am interested in those. And that sounds. I'll check out the one that you mentioned, but that one sounds scarier than the Black Love show.
It's entertaining. I won't lie. Some of them get like really like angry and throw stuff, but most of them are like just like sad and wounded and just want to talk it out. And then they get closure, and then they dip.
Okay. Yes. And then let's see. I went to see The Hitman's Bodyguard, which I enjoyed.
You know, I don't know why I haven't seen that because I love both those actors, but yet I just feel. You know, I'm gonna see it. Damn it!
You haven't seen it? How have you not seen it?
Because I've seen everything. I saw Tulip fucking Fever last weekend, and it was meh. So yeah, I need to see Hitman's Bodyguard. I've been derelict in my duty.
Wow. Okay.
I'm totally out to American Assassin, and then what's the other one? American Made. I guess I'm holding out for the Americans in almost consecutive weeks. Those look great. American Assassin looks lit. You know, Dylan O'Brien of all people, you know, little babyface assassin, and then Tom Cruise in the drug war, the drug pilot. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah, I could be into that.
Yeah.
Give me an IMAX too.
You are funny.
And then Survivor's Remorse. That's my last one.
Yeah, I like Survivor's Remorse. This year though has been weird. Like I know it was never like a slapstick comedy per se, but it's been too down these first three episodes.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm sticking it out, but it's been a little heavy.
I mean, generally, I love the series. I like what LeBron's done with it. He's the executive producer, so I mean, I just shake off this heavy stuff. Let's get to something a little more, you know.
Yeah, I'm hoping they can move on once they've, you know, explored all this family drama stuff. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Well,
I'm watching Ballers too.
Yay!
Forgot about that.
Ballers. I watch Ballers.
Ballers is like
it's fine.
So like when you talk about passive viewing, that's my passive viewing.
God. I mean, I'm doing three things when I'm watching Ballers. It's like I'm eating, I'm texting, and I might be having like one eye. Yeah. But I mean, you know, I'm not even kidding.
I enjoy
it's
Ballers.
glossy, it's fun, it's fine.
It's fun, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the type of show that the stakes are so low for everyone involved. I mean, I'm like. It's kind of hard to take seriously. Now, I kind of felt the same with Entourage. For whatever reason, I connected with it more earlier on. But yeah, it's whatever. It's fine. I just wish there was more.
Entourage, no. They're not. Well, no. I mean, I can't put them in the same.
Why not? It's from the same people who did Entourage. It's got the same Entourage type of feel.
Oh, not to me. Yeah, it doesn't.
Really? No,
it's fun, but it doesn't feel like Entourage to me.
Okay. I mean, well, I was gonna say it needs more of a sense of place. You know, like if they made Miami more of a character, it would be interesting. Because what Entourage did, aside from the hangers-on, the guys, whatever, they really made LA feel like a secondary character. Like we knew all the spots they're eating at or hang out at or whatever, all the pretension, the layers of pretension. And by the way, let me not forget. While I have my two Los Angelinas on the line, or Pasadena, Pasadenian. I don't know what to call you. Anyways,
Rose City.
Southland residents, denizens. Definitely check out Ingrid Goes West because it is the most LA-centric movie I've seen in like a decade. It is so funny.
I know. I was trying to see it last week and I failed.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I ended
it's
up.
on the list.
It's on
No,
the list.
it's good. I mean, it's an indie too, so it's only gonna be out another 2-3 weeks. So definitely check it out. But it's very LA centric, and you would love it. I mean, not just from like locations, but like attitude. You'll definitely get like the whole attitude and the layers artifice stuff. You'd be like, oh yeah, that's very LA. Anyways, so yeah, so Ballers is cool. It's whatever.
Hey, wait, did you see patty cakes?
I did not. I actually had a screening to go see it for free out here in Vegas, but it was the same night as our Cinema Draft Fantasy Football League draft.
Oh Lord.
So, I had to hold it down. Had to hold it down for the group
Okay.
chat. Hold it down for the group chat. Yeah. All right, well, you know what? Let's move on to our main topic of the evening. It is top 3 political films.
I don't know, E. I feel like I only got one.
Momo, when it comes to you, I believe in you. You contain multitudes, girl. Multitudes.
Oh my god!
I believe in you.
Funny. This wasn't hard. I mean, it's an interesting topic.
It's not hard at all. When you think there are a lot of political films
it's
out
not
there,
hard.
Right? Maybe
it's
that's not the
like,
yeah.
All right, we'll get your memory jogged. For people who are new to the show, basically the way it works, you name a political film, we alternate picks. Once someone picks a movie, the movie is out of play, all right? And so ladies first, and since Momo's struggling, I'm going to let Nick go first so she can help jog your memory and inspire you.
Oh, I was going to say let Momo go first since she only has one so that we don't take it off the board.
Oh. No, go ahead.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Momo, the floor is yours.
No, Nick, you go first. I'm still thinking.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to
take it off the board, Nick.
Taking this one off.
She's not going to take it off.
The Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah, which one, original or Denzel?
I need to see the original, so that means I'm going to have to go with Denzel.
We love Denzel around here, so don't have to explain to me. All right, let me go share my screen, and so we can go. There we go, Manchurian Candidate. All right, so yes, do tell. Why the Manchurian Candidate besides, Denzel? He's awesome.
Well, I mean, 2004, it's a political movie that has come up in recent events in art. So, with that being said, I was like, okay, I did see it, but I saw it probably when it first came out in 2004 and have not seen it since. Mm-hmm. But it was a really good movie. Denzel did a great job. Liv Schreiber did a great job, essentially dealing with brainwashing and having kind of like a plant in our highest office here in the country and what it is that's controlling him.
You don't say.
And they updated it and used the Gulf War for the 2004 version, but the original was based off of the Korean War and has Frank Sinatra. So I really want to see that one because I really liked Frank Sinatra movies. And yeah, so I learned a little bit about that one and that he actually, the rumor is, requested for it to kind of stop being shown in theaters because JFK was assassinated. In shortly after, I guess it came out, and then
wow, they're making that connection. That's deep.
And then it got re-released in the 80s. Well, I don't think it was that they were saying, "Oh, this is what happened." It was just kind of more out of the country's in mourning now, and here you have this topic of an assassin and the president. So it's too much.
Okay,
and that's a rumor. So.
Okay, so while Momo is still thinking, and first, excellent pick. I concur. And way to take it off the board. Damn it. All right. So in order of strategy, I'm going to go with. Oh, you know what? This is very political. Election. The Reese Witherspoon. She's coming out with another one this year. More power to her. But Election, it's great. It's Alexander Payne. I think. Actually, this one actually might have came after Sideways. Now I think about it, but Sideways really put Alexander Payne on the map. Oh, Sandro also, and then I think he came out with this a couple years later. Election, it's great. Matthew Broderick, Reese Witherspoon, Tracy Flick is just an iconic character, especially Reese. So I mean, first of all, she's still young enough to play a high schooler, or at least look like she could play a high schooler. Let's put it that way. I mean, she's damn near 30 in this, but that's not true. We're about the same age, damn it. So she's 97, 99, early 20s, mid 20s, and basically just the most ambitious class president candidate you've ever seen. Everything's perfectly manicured, but underneath that perfectly manicured, visage is just like a crazy teenage person who just, I mean, but she's ruthless to her core. Like, she wants power at all costs, and it's just great how they say everything is high school. Everything is indeed high school. I don't know why all these pictures in black and white. It's bizarre. The movie was like in color, but all these black and white pictures. There we go. I guess what was Matthew Broderick, the principal? I don't remember his role very much, but yeah, that's a perfect poster because you see her eating alive her poor teacher or her poor mentor or whatever while she's out to win the student body president, election at all costs. It also introduced us to was it Chris Klein, I think, or no, not introduced us, but remind us of Chris Klein. Chris Klein came of age in the American Pie movies. Hasn't done a lot really since. But Chris Klein played like the jock who I think she courted his power for the movie. It was a really fun movie. Haven't seen it in forever, but I truly enjoyed it. And it definitely does prove that everything is indeed high school. All right. So what you got, Momo? Oh, I'm sorry. Have you either you guys remember this movie?
Yeah, that was a great movie.
I never saw it, but I remember it. Like, I remember it happening.
Yeah, it's fun. It's oh, Gretchen, quit trying to make fetch happen. Sorry, go. Yes, it happened. So what do you got for us, Momo?
Okay, well, I only had one, so I still only have this one. I liked Wag the Dog because
okay.
Yay!
I am that person that thinks like that. So
so this whole North Korea thing's a hoax.
If you want me to go down the rabbit hole, I will on any given day.
Hold on a second, because I'm about to find new depths of love for you. So are you saying you're a hidden conspiracy theorist?
Oh, absolutely. I don't even think I'm hidden.
I don't think she's hidden.
Momo! Oh, we have to have a talk sometime when we don the tinfoil hats and communicate.
Well, we talked about this before, but yeah, like I don't think some of this stuff is all that far-fetched. So
you want Robert Mueller to hurry up, huh? Hurry up, Mueller.
What?
You know what's going down.
Well, and not to say that, what's happening right now isn't real or any of that stuff, but there are certain things that I just like, yeah, well, I don't know. I need more evidence. So, yes. So anyway, I just got a kick out of it because just to see the lengths that they go through to create this fake war and just how it all comes together. And we've kind of seen little things and bits and pieces of stuff like this. Like, I think even Scandal kind of had little, storylines here and there about creating, fake stories and fake events and, all this different. So, it pops up here and there. And I honestly don't think it's all that far-fetched, but I just think I was just tickled by the whole thing. Like, okay, they are for real right now. But, in reality, like, people were really sucking it up. So anyway, I thought that was a cute little
movie and everything, like a We Are the World type war song and everything. Yeah, it was great. It was good.
So yeah, I got a kick out of that one. And like Nikk, like I haven't seen this in ages, but I just loved it though.
Okay, all right. Wag the Dog. Well played. Now Google some more. All right. Now
I can't. It's not. Google doesn't help.
You can do it. All right, Nikk, what you got?
Fahrenheit 9/11.
Fahrenheit 9/11. Oh, interesting. Oh,
Interesting for it to come right after Monet said "Wag the Dog."
Okay, all right.
So yeah, I'm staying in 2004. Google was my friend because I was like, wait, political movies? Yes, let me find some ones I've seen. And
this is all about like the Bush presidency and how he. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
So it's Michael Moore and basically kind of a little bit of conspiracy theorist stuff tossed in there about how essentially the Bush administration used 9/11 to push the war.
Yes.
So
Oh yeah, to get us into Iraq, which is totally true. I mean, it's funny because at the time it came out, it's controversial. We're in
yes.
Iraq, blah blah. I mean, from day one, I always thought Iraq was stupid. I mean, I thought Afghanistan was fine because the Taliban did it. They're holed up in Afghanistan, go root those fuckers out. But Iraq, I mean, come on, dude. And yeah, and all this stuff. I remember seeing it in like I think a screening or like there was like I think he did like a weekend of sneak previews the year before. I remember going all the way up to Glendale, like the Glendale Galleria, and the really big, not Glendale. It was the other one, the one off of the 405, Sherman Oaks, whatever. And they're big. I think that's also some sort of Galleria. And there's some big screen. It was filled up. I think I took a date or something that we could only get like the very first row. So I spent the entire
Wow.
time my head like all the way up like this. Trying to use my peripheral vision, but it was great. It was awesome. I came out buzzing. I wrote a fire review about it, and I think this might be. Was this the highest grossing documentary ever? I think this one made a ton of money, like a shit ton of money. So yeah, this is
For its time, I think so.
yeah, it definitely struck a chord with people. It was something else. Yeah. Wait, box? Can I see the box? Box. There we go. Because I think it did like. Oh, that's opening weekend, 23 million for a documentary. Are you kidding me?
That's crazy.
That is bananas. Oh my lord. Yeah, on 868 screens. That would. Oh my god. I mean, that'd probably be our biggest limited release movie ever in Cinema Draft. Yeah, it grossed 119 million, 119.2 million. Woo! That's a lot of money for a documentary. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's still the highest grossing documentary of all time, but it's got to be up there. It definitely struck a chord. Well done. I did not even think about documentaries. Well played, Nick Nack. Well played.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So my second one will be The Ides of March. This one had a stellar cast. What's so funny?
It was complete silence.
Silence.
It was total silence.
Okay, fine. So you guys haven't seen it. Whatever.
But the funny thing is I feel like we talked about seeing it. Like we talked about seeing it with the movie crew, and I don't know what happened. Did we see it? No.
Well, obviously, I wasn't there to keep us cohesive. That's number one. Number two, yeah, it was good. It's definitely one you have to pay attention to. It gets a little twisty. A lot of good dialogue. It's a really good. It's a lot of good writing. It's based off of, I believe, a play. And Ryan Gosling plays like this. I think he's like chief of staff of a, I guess a white Obama-ish type campaign guy campaign guy. Sorry, politician. Which is George Clooney's character, and he's also kind of by default like his campaign fixer. Some shit goes down involving a young staffer. She has an affair with him, and it's just like kind of messy. and then also a lot of like late game political wrangling. Jeffrey Wright has a really pivotal role of like I think is he a governor or some sort of senator from like Ohio, which is in play. Why is Ohio always in play? Damn it, Ohio's in play, and so they have to do deals like that. This dude, Max Minghella, and I believe he is the son of director Anthony Minghella, guy that did The English Patient. He pops up in the strangest places, man. Because he's got this very interesting look. I think he's half East Indian or something, but he shows up and he played Divya from the guy who kind of got screwed out of Facebook early on. He played that guy. And that guy's like an East Indian guy. He plays like Anglo guys. He's got a very interesting look. He's in this movie, got a pretty good role. He's everywhere. And it's Clooney. Clooney being Clooney. If there's ever a movie that screams Clooney, it's this one because he's playing a politician. I mean, come on. How many of y'all think that Clooney at some point could run for office or would run for office? I mean, it's in his like.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's in his genes. He's super politically active. I mean, he's got the money. He's, everyone likes him. I mean, it's Clooney. So yeah, I don't know. Somebody was saying Clooney for 2020 today. I'm like, I mean, slow down. Dude just had a kid.
Too soon. That's too soon.
Slow down. But I mean, look, if we're electing, I'm not even gonna go down the road. Anyways, yes, he has. If our current president could win, Clooney definitely has a shot. Even with, I'm sure his highway of broken hearts in his past. I'm sure. Yes. And, I think he directed this as well. So very good, very strong Clooney movie. Ides of March. I highly recommend it. Very political and twisty. I might rewatch it. It's a very good movie. I liked it.
Okay.
Momo, what you
And
found?
to your question, Fahrenheit 9/11 is still the highest grossing documentary.
Thank you, Momo. We got research staff for free over here. All right.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I do my best. Okay. So Google says that this one is considered politics. It falls into politics, which is milk.
Yes. Yay, Uncle
Okay.
Google.
Yes.
Okay. So do tell.
And really for no other reason than Sean Penn. I mean, the dude is just he's
Yeah.
phenomenal in
He's
that.
good.
But I thought it was a really good that was a story I had never heard of. Knew nothing about it, so I really just appreciated that
Don't they teach like California history in high school? No.
they do, but I don't remember
They
this.
skipped over that part because he's gay.
No, we didn't learn about
I didn't learn
we,
about
Oh,
we
that's
didn't learn
terrible.
about milk.
Harvey Milk.
Nope.
So
In high school, we had
um,
Washington State history, so I just figured it was the same in like Cali. Like, make sure
I
you know
mean,
your
I didn't
state.
have I had California history in like fourth grade, but
Oh,
like high school, it was like American politics, world history, civics, econ, like it was that kind of stuff, Euro, whatever. But
all right,
anyway,
fair enough.
but no, I just thought I thought it was well done. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't this like, super produced film. It was just like, very solid premium acting. And I just thought he brought the story to life. And so, yeah,
Yeah, James
that's
Franco
all I
doing
got.
James Franco things. Oh man, said
James Franco.
yeah.
James Franco's, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say I feel like he's underrated.
I think he's actually
Still.
properly
Yeah.
rated, only because I mean, it's funny because he refused to be pigeonholed, which I really respect, and he's just mainstream enough to get mainstream stuff like Planet of the Apes, whatever. But then he's also weird and subversive and different enough that he does like these weird indies that show up on Netflix. I like him. He takes chances. He's very
Yeah,
curious.
I like James Franco. I mean, he does the crazy,
Rogan.
Seth Rogen movies, which are still funny, but
Yeah.
I like him. Anyway,
All right. Cool.
that's all
All
I got.
right.
That's all I got.
Nick,
Yay.
round 3, final one. What you got?
Final one. I'm gonna go out. Thank you, minions, with something lighthearted and go with The Campaign.
What is that?
Campaign. It sounds familiar. Oh Lord.
Yes,
Okay.
it's
This is
Will.
pretty funny.
It's Will and Zach and Will Ferrell punching babies and
Sorry, he's a Southern whatever.
Marty
Yeah.
Huggins, the simple family man who ends up running against this congressman. And he has a little broom. He's going to sweep up the mess that the politicians have made. I mean, it's just, it's, you got to laugh. I mean, and that's what I needed after all these movies. I was like, I have a list of heavy movies. I'm going to go with The Campaign.
And I do believe this was the rare early to mid August comedy that actually performed. I think it did all right at the box office. So good for them. Yeah, I remember seeing this in the theater. I laughed.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
What? Marty Huggins. Yeah, that's good.
Marty, it's a fun, like, lighthearted take on, because they talk about things that actually could occur, but it was a fun twist to it. So.
Okay. Did you see The Campaign, Momo?
Nope.
All right. I was trying to think of.
Not.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so for my last one, God, it's only 3 this week. Okay. It's hard to choose. There's so many good ones. I mean, there's like, dumb ones like Distinguished Gentleman stuff. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do, because I'm also trying to be cognizant of movies that weren't covered in like president movies, because we did that, I don't know, about, I guess, 20 podcasts ago. And that was a pretty good one. Political. Let's go with.
Come on, E.
Well, I mean, there's so many good. You know what? This one wasn't brought up, so let's go with this one. I enjoy this one. Damn it, Charlie Wilson's War. This one was actually based on a true story. And honestly, it was well cast and criminally underseen. no one really saw this. I mean, like they hyped it up. It came out at a weird time. Sorkin wrote the screenplay. Oh wow, that's right. I mean, so great screenplay, very competent director, Mike Nichols. May he rest in peace. I mean, you know, who's done like everything. Won't go down his IMDb, but yeah, and Philip Seymour Hoffman. I mean, just and set in like I guess the 90s when they're basically funding a war in Afghanistan. And it was just really, and he's got a lot of political stuff, but also a lot of human stuff. And Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks. He brings it. Julia Roberts in this as well. And it's really kind of cool, underrated movie that not a lot of people have seen. Yeah, and then Julia Roberts plays like a big money donor. I think was she a Texan donor or something like that? So she threw on a little bit, played into her southern accent and everything. So it was good. I enjoyed it. And look at that hair, for crying out loud! That hair and that martini. What more do you need? Go see that movie. Charlie Wilson's War. 2007.
I think I saw it, but I don't remember too much of it.
Yeah.
Did not see it.
Fair enough.
I'm familiar.
R.I.P. All right, Momo. So bring up the rear.
R.I.P.
Well, I mean, he was great.
Come on,
Momo. He's alive?
I think I'm tapped out. I feel like
we've seen one.
Oh,
Wait. We went to the theater to see one. Yes.
When?
During one of our
that I liked.
Yeah, I think so.
Does she have to write it out for you and cry?
Maybe I'm not thinking about this in the right way. I'm probably only thinking about certain movies that fall into this category.
That's what I was doing at first.
Political could be anything. Hell, The Expanse is hella political. It's not a movie, but you know, it's political.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just gonna say the only one I remember because I saw it in high school and I thought it was it's one of those movies I watch over and over again because I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on with All the President's Men.
So
watching it as a high schooler and then watching it as in college and then watching it as an adult and then you're like, oh, because in high school you're like, okay, you kind of get it, you get it, but then you kind of. It's almost like watching The Wire again, right? You find the little details and you're like, oh, okay, got it. I missed that part the first time. So
that
fair.
Was well done. I Netflixed it 15 years, well, not 15 years ago, maybe 12 years ago, something like that, a long time ago. And I think I'd probably get a lot more out of it now. So that's good. That's very salient.
Absolutely. I totally think it's worth revisiting.
Yeah, and so for those who aren't familiar, All the President's Men is... What's it about?
Oh, I have to describe it. Basically, it's about there's two journalists, right? Journalists that dig into Nixon and the Watergate scandal and all the intricacies around that. And there are a lot of intricacies. That's the part where you're like, I forgot. Yeah, all right, now that makes sense. So yeah, and it's kind of dense in a way when they're going through a lot of that stuff, but I just thought it was really well done. I appreciate it more as an adult, I should say. Maybe I should put it like that, than I did when I was just watching it in class or whatever. So it's got Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford, and I mean you can't really ask for better leads than that, but
and all about the Watergate break-in and investigating stuff, the whole Deep Throat, meeting him in the parking garage stuff, all that stuff is really cool. Yes. Yeah, I definitely remember that scene. Yeah, so and I guess the personal toll it took on their lives and stuff. Yeah, I'm down to rewatch this.
It was a lot.
Yeah, I need to watch it
to that movie because I still haven't seen it in a while, so it's probably time for me to revisit it again. But
you're among friends here. I still haven't seen I still can't remember The Godfather, so I need to rewatch that. So it's on the list.
No, well, you know what? I hadn't seen The Godfather for a long time until maybe it might have been 5 or 6 years ago. My parents had it. They had all the movies, and so I was like, oh, okay. During holiday break, I'm watching all of them. So. That was fairly new to me too. So
I still have not seen it all the way through either.
Yeah.
All right. Good. I'm among friends. I got shamed on my own show when I mentioned it a few weeks ago. So yes, I'm among friends. But yeah, so it's on my list, and I'll definitely put All the President's Men on my list to rewatch whenever. I mean, Netflix, slow down. You're giving me too much good stuff every week. It's awesome. All right.
You are so funny.
It's true.
Oh, I forgot what I was watching. I was watching Atypical. You reminded me when you said Netflix.
Yes, my boy Seth Gordon, exec produced that. Yeah, what do you think of Atypical?
Oh my gosh. It was
As we
good.
call
I know, we're cul-de-sacking, but you just reminded me with Netflix. So I was like, I know I've watched something else that I binged really fast.
Yeah, there's only like 8 episodes. It's like half hour each, something like it went really fast.
Yeah, I thought I liked it. I thought it was interesting, but it's fascinating that he's doing 2 series about a young male with autism. So
Who?
I don't know.
Kira Gilchrist.
Seth Gordon.
Oh, Seth Gordon. What's the other one?
He's gonna do Good Doctor too. So.
Oh God! You get your money, fam. Get your money, Seth. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
So I found that interesting when I realized I was like, oh wait, he did Atypical too, and like both Sony and like so it's just interesting what he's doing there. But
I kind of wonder
anyway,
if someone's in his family that's like autistic or something. That does sound very specific.
Be interesting. Yeah. So anyway, sidebar.
Yeah, okay. No, we're here for some Atypical talk all day, every day. All right.
Yeah, I liked it. It'll be interesting to see though when, with Atypical and then when Good Doctor premieres. Like I've been seeing some people, have some criticisms or just some hesitancy about them tackling, these stories about people with autism. So it'll be interesting to see how it really plays out.
Like spectrum, as they say.
Yeah, on the spectrum. And so I'm not sure. I don't think as many people, not too many people have seen Atypical as far as like, in comparison to the amount of people that are going to be exposed to Good Doctor. But
true.
But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how the conversation,
well, Dan, I wasn't checking for that before, but now, I mean, Seth's doing. I mean, yeah, I gotta check for it. He's good.
And I want to know what the criticisms are, so I'm gonna have to watch The Good Doctor.
All right, good stuff. And let me. There it is. Woo! It's been too long. All right, so now we're into the meat of the show. Let me explain for newcomers, what is Cinema Draft, you ask? It is the fantasy sports version of the movies, but instead of picking athletes from teams, you're picking actors from movies, and how their movies perform at the North American box office will earn you points for your call sheet of actors while competing against others for fun and prizes. You draft 10 actors, no more, no less, who are assigned a dollar value salary. You have a $100K budget to spend that salary. You must pick one actor from each of the 3 release types of movies: wide release, 2,000 screens and up; limited release, 501 to 1,999 screens; or platform release, 500 screens or below. And you have 2 headliners per film. Headliners' points are worth 40% more. For example, if Suicide Squad earns $100 million in a weekend, Margot Robbie would get 100 points at 1 point per million per actor in wide release, while Will Smith would get 140 points. Math. It is free to play with over $200 in prizes this week, plus a $25 bonus to the highest scoring call sheet. Last week, although there was a tie with my call sheet, will be nice. We gave out the $25 bonus to Gamble24x7, group chat denizen, longtime player, and also all-time Cinema Draft money leader, on the precipice of $2,000 in career earnings in Cinema Draft. Not bad for a free-play game, huh? Wink, wink. All right. So make sure you check this out. It is open and live. Games start at 10 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday. So let's get to the shot list. And that is my weekly. These are definitely, views you can use to pick the winning Cinema Draft call sheet. Let me share my screen. And we're definitely looking forward to the debut of Momo this week. Yes.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes, absolutely. It's not even peer pressure. It's just pressure. It's not even pressure. It's going to happen. It has to happen. It's going down. It's going down the DMs. All right. So
crazy.
So no, crazy. No, we are prescient. We are seeing the future because it will happen. Yes.
You're so funny. Okay. It will happen.
Okay. Yeah, it will happen. All right. So first off on the shot list is the A list, and these are actors you will definitely want on your call sheet this weekend. First one we're checking for, of course, is It. I was to be honest, I was flabbergasted. My gasted was flabbered when I saw that it was tracking at over 60 million. I mean, look, the trailers look really good. As I mentioned in the preview pod or the recap pod this Tuesday night, that I was not necessarily. I mean, I thought the trailer was really good with the kids. Gave you kind of Goonies vibe and stuff. I was digging it until that creepy ass clown. I'm out in the clown.
Nope.
No clowns, damn it. Creepy clown. I'm out. But I guess a lot of people are in. They're there for the creepy clown. 67.82 on Hollywood Stock Exchange. $1 roughly translates into $1 million at the box office. So projecting an over $65 million open. That is monster for September, which is traditionally the studio's dumping ground. So don't overthink it. Go with Bill Skarsgård or Jaden Lieber. I can't even say his name. No one knows him anyways. They're all unknowns. That's why every actor is worth $28,000 salary. And I will not be shocked if everyone ends up just headliner stacking the two headliners from this movie and then figuring out the rest with very limited budget, because at 60 million plus on opening weekend, no one's coming close to that movie. Nobody. So that's why it is so unattractively priced at 28,000. Also, if it ain't broke, don't fix. No, if it ain't broke, don't fix. There we go. If it ain't broke, sorry, got lost in my cliches. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Get you some Ryan Reynolds, cheaper than two headliners than Hitman's Bodyguard. Somehow, some way, that sucker did 10 million on the 3-day weekend, 13 million on the 4-day weekend. So it still has some juice in the tank. So if you're not double stacking Hitman, if you're not double stacking it, might as well get Hitman's Bodyguard, 9,000. Don't overthink it. Probably get you a good 8 to 9 points. 8 or 9 million at the box office. With the headliner bonus, it'll get you to about 12 or 13 points. The replacement value this week is going to be really steep. After you get past it, replacement value for points is probably going to be somewhere around 6 or 7 points. So anything that can get you 6 or 7 points, take a long, hard look at it, all right? Because it is going to suck up the oxygen at the box office. Co-starring. These are some values you may want to look out for this coming weekend. I don't know, y'all. Home Again. It's new. It's got Reese's Pieces. It's also probably going to be wide release. I don't have a hard count on the theater count, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be at least 2,200 screens. It sounds about right for it. It's going to be all over out here in Vegas. So it's going to be out here in Vegas. It's going to be everywhere else. Michael Sheen, he's $1,000 cheaper than Reese Witherspoon. So at $8,000, get you a nice little headliner. And when you talk about replacement value, I think it's there for Home Again. If we check our handy forecasters over at HSX, Home Again is, come on, go, there we go. Home Again opening weekend is tracking at just under 10 million. So I like its chances. Also, don't forget to double check with Box Office Pro. Or pro.boxoffice.com is a great site for getting projections out, usually Wednesday or early Thursday. So definitely make sure you check with the gurus over at Box Office Pro. What else? Okay. Aislinn Derbez from Hazlo Como Hombre, the Mexican film, totally came through this week. I don't know if y'all saw or listened to the podcast recorded just a couple hours earlier. I'm sure you will because you guys want to win this week. But man, Hazlo came through. It kind of laid in wait, though. It didn't track throughout the weekend. If you were following your call sheets over the weekend and you had Hitman's Bodyguard, anything not Hazlo Como Hombre, you were winning. You were loving life. But damn it, once hand scoring came through, it was all about the hombres. It did 1.15 million in its opening weekend on 382 screens and platform release. That translates to 11.52 points or 16 and some change as a headliner. It totally came through. I max stacked it. That's why I tied for a call sheet of the week, because if you didn't have 7 hombres, you were doing it wrong. Great week for the hombres. So even if you have half as much in box office next week, it actually fits our theory of replacement value. Half of 1.2-ish million, we get you about 600, 700,000. So yeah, you might want to restack some hombre, some Hazlo, if you can afford it after headliner stacking your it. Cutting room floor. Skip these losers. Birth of the Dragon. Sorry, science guy. Julian Smith, aka the official science guy of the pod, was really high on this movie for all the Bruce Lee fans. Well, you can skip it. Skip it. Skip, 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 skip. It is going to be too wide for its own good.
It didn't do well.
Unless it's in platform release, I see no reason to watch this movie. Look at the per screen averages from last weekend. It's shameful. Per screen average, actually, well, yeah, we'll do it top down, but it's still pretty bad. Per screen averages for this were all the way down in. Actually, let me just look for it. I can't go that low. There we go. 1,065 on 1,600 screens. I expect this theater count to be halved. Even still, at 1.7 million ish, you're not, and 1 point per 500,000 limited release. You're not going to get nearly what you need out of this. It dropped 35% last weekend. It's going to drop another, I don't know, 50% maybe. So you're looking at 800,000, 900,000, so a point and a half. No, thank you. Do not want. So, yes, we're going to have to look for other places for value. And also, War for the Planet of the Apes. It's 2 weeks in a row on the cutting room floor. Why is it still here? Only because there weren't nearly enough movies that were released. It's had a good run. No, for real. It's only 4 real movies released this week. It's
the worst box office, right? Like,
yeah, the worst
box office.
The worst
Labor
box
Day
office
weekend.
Labor Day weekend in like 19 years.
Wow.
I called it the worst box office movie of the year, TM, because it is. It always is. Labor Day weekend is in the movie industry. But this one was historically bad. And yes, so War for the Planet of the Apes, there's nothing for you. It's not even in platform release yet. Go away! Hopefully it'll go away after this week. All right. Any movies you guys looking forward to seeing this weekend?
You know, I still never saw the Planet of the Apes, and that was actually something I had planned to do.
No.
Anyway, sorry, I digress.
You read a lot of books, huh, Momo?
What?
You must read a lot of books. You never get a chance to see what you want to see.
No, that's not it.
Oops, didn't mean to put you on the spot. Oops.
Nope. Oh no, I have no problems admitting that. Yeah, no, I just haven't. It's been, yeah, that's a whole other story. Whole other podcast.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not really looking for anything this weekend.
Hashtag Netflix and chill. Okay, what about you, Nikk? Anything out right now you want to see this weekend?
I do want to see Ingrid Goes West since I went to see The Hitman's Bodyguard instead. I'm looking forward to seeing Coming to America in outdoor cinema.
Oh, so that's the look. That's the shot that Julian was talking about, huh?
Oh, what's it? Yes, same thing.
Are you
That
going
who?
to take a date?
My date's not here.
Oh, I thought you were taking your date because he was actually Julian, the official science guy of the
Julian.
pod. He, I guess, his date took him to the outdoor cinema.
Oh no, he went to a different one. So
There's like six.
there's so many of them.
Wow.
His date was a different one. My date is on the other side of the country, so no, he's not coming this weekend.
Well, we only have 2 out here. The downtown, the downtown's Container Park, which I hear is a pretty good look. It's like, sit on the grass and stuff. And they project it. And then the other one, which I really would like to eventually someday, hopefully take a day to, the Cosmo. They have like their outdoor theater over like the pool area or something. And they
Oh, that
project
would be
really
cute.
Oh, that's really nice. It's like 1,000 degrees out there, so that's why you guys only have 2.
Yeah, that's true.
There's that. I mean, it gets cooler at night, but it's still like a good 99 until
Still
like 10
90.
a.m., 10 p.m. So yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it is. They got misters, I'm sure. They got misters. You run the pool. Okay, well, excellent. The over-under this week, 65. I'm setting the bar really medium this week. I'm going to set it at 65 million because I still think the 67 is pretty high. So the over-under this weekend is the 65 million for it. What do you ladies think? Over or under? 65 million for it.
I'm always very conservative on these. You know that.
Because you work in a studio, yes, we do.
That.
You guys, so conservative. You guys were conservative. I'd be rolling in money. All my scripts would have bought in the odds. Y'all too conservative. Anyway.
I don't know. It may do that. The only thing is that I feel like I've heard so many people like freaked out about it. So I don't know. I don't know if people are actually gonna go see it because everybody's like, nope, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the
Freaky
clowns.
Nope.
I'm not doing it. Nope. Yeah. So I see a lot of that on social media. So I don't know if it's gonna happen. Like people are like legitimately like freaked out.
Yeah. Okay. So still not
off some
answer.
trailers. Like I don't know. It's crazy.
So that's still an answer. Over under 65 million. Can't push.
I'm gonna say under.
All right. What about you, Momo? Oh, sorry, Nick Nat. What do you think?
For once, even though I am definitely not going to see it, I saw the original. That's enough. I'm gonna actually say over because people are already dressing up like Pennywise, which is
God, no.
Friggin' disturbing. Not okay with it. Was not happy when I came out the mall to see somebody dressed like exactly. So because people are doing that, and that was a month ago, I'm gonna say it's gonna go over. Ugh.
Oh God! Well,
probably
that
people love those kinds of movies, though. So
but
it wouldn't surprise me at all.
I mean, he wasn't. The whole point, though, is that he wasn't friggin' scary looking. He looked like a regular clown. This is too much. Can't.
This clown is a scary clown, right?
It's too much.
Oh no! Well, hearing that little piece of information, then I'm definitely going over. That sounds crazy. I mean, we're a month and a half away from Halloween. You can't even chalk up the Halloween fever. They're just dressing like they crazy. They crazy.
Yeah.
No, and that's no, and the movie wasn't out yet, so I see you dressed as Pennywise. I'm thinking you're up to no good.
Okay, well, the results from last week's poll, a whopping 78% of you picked under 2 million for Tulip Fever, including myself. And guess what? We were right. Tulip Fever did a paltry 1.4 million over the 4-day weekend. I think only 1.15 million over the 3-day weekend. It was, I mean, like I said, it was, although I gave it a very generous 3 reels after coming out of it, although it takes a very terrible turn towards a very novelistic type turn towards the third act. More I think about it, more it's like 2 reels. It's kind of meh when you think about it. Now I see why it was stuck on the shelf for 3 years and was not released until they dumped it on the worst weekend of the movie year. TM. All right, so sadly my 750 was part of that 1.15 million haul. Me and like 25 other people, and so that was the over under from last week. So I guess we'll bring this in for a landing.
Ooh, oh, and I have to make a correction. So Seth Gordon is not EP on Good Doctor. He directs the pilot.
Oh, that's interesting. Usually they have like the director of the pilot being like, but he's some sort of producer on it though, right?
I thought he was, but I don't see his credit there. So that's why, because when I pulled up Atypical, when I pulled him up, he only showed Atypical. So, and maybe eventually he will be, but anyway, just had to.
Yeah, well, the man's
my researcher brain.
Yeah, there you go. The man's plate is full. I mean, he does movies and TV and all that good stuff. He still has the Goldbergs running, I'm sure. I mean, the guy's got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Man, Lakeside High, class of 90. Oh, he was 94. Yeah, good for him. All right, so, cha-ching. Want to invest in Cinema Draft? No, seriously. I was kidding. All right, anyways, bring us in for a landing. Where can you find Cinema Draft? You go to cinemadraft.co. That is cinemadraft.co. We are on all the social medias, all the Twitters, all the Facebooks. Our corporate blog is at medium.com/@cinemadraft. Subscribe, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Music, anywhere you get your favorite podcasting outlet. And once again, we're giving away money. Free money. We have 3,000 heirs playing a free game. It's awesome. Every week, we have Theater Lock, which is what we call 6 p.m. Pacific time on Thursdays. We lock in the theater counts and the release types of movies we're playing. That happens 6 p.m. Pacific time on Thursdays, and the game itself runs later on that night, 10 p.m. Pacific time. Also, $235 in prize up for grabs, plus the $25 bonus to the highest scoring call sheet of the week, which surpasses my own. Results are generally Monday evening-ish after the results of, hand scoring. I manually go through and edit your scores. That's why we need to be funded, so we can have more automation to the game and make it more fun for everyone and get you those scores and your prize pools out a lot faster. Ladies, this is it. Plug your ish. What you got for the people?
I don't have anything.
Momo, were you asleep, Momo? Did you take a nap? I mean, I know you're tired.
No, I'm thinking about what I have to plug, but I don't plug anything. I just research things.
Okay, undercover. Well, for a researcher, I appreciate you rallying off duty to come up with 3 political movies. I know
yeah,
you're
you know what
struggling.
though? I like challenges, so that was good. That was good.
All right, Nicole, official therapist of the pod, TM.
Okay, I have a cultivating wellness tip. And based upon our theme of politics, right? Since I'm never pubbing stuff, I'm going to pub wellness.
And you did this last time.
Every
so
time.
This is fine.
So, yes. So, cultivating wellness for this one.
Stay on brand.
With all of the different things that are coming at you, it can be overwhelming. And it's raising people's symptoms, which I've noticed in my practice. And you need to take breaks. So, take the notifications off of your phone. Take a break from looking at comments, don't comment, and just really go out in the world, connect, ground yourself, because it truly can be overwhelming and raise your anxiety and depressive symptoms for some people. And some people are even presenting with like traumatic type symptoms. So we want to make sure we take breaks.
PTSD. Wow. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys. Well done.
Thank you, E.
Thank you, E.
The Fam Pod consists to date our highest watched Facebook video to date. 200 views. Julian came close. Julian came with your throat. You know, KP, Kiana.
He came with what?
He was in the one. I think like 160, 170.
That's not close. Love you, Julian.
Yeah, that's a little, you know, brother and sisterly fam on fam crime, you know, all part of the fam. Well, thanks everybody for listening, watching, downloading, however it is you get it. And y'all, and when you aren't taking some time out from your TTSD or researching stuff or whatever, you know, everybody get out there in the world. And when the world is too much, escape. And why don't you go see a movie or something?